Hello everyone. So this is the demonstration of GitHub Copilot, and my name is Pritam, and I'm going to demonstrate today how the GitHub Copilot uh, tools can be used on day-to-day development. So let's start. So before that, let's understand what is GitHub Copilot. So basically, it's a programming tool. It's an open AI tool that can be used to real-time code generation. And these are some key features like it supports autocomplete code. We can give a command and get the code generated in the specific files. He also suggests some functions, logic, and test also, and it support with multiple IDEs. So in today's demo, we'll see like how the code is generated within that in the Visual Studio IDE. So Copilot setup, we need some setup before starting, but we'll skip that point for today's demonstration. We'll create a separate video that how we can set up a Copilot in Visual Studio, then Visual Studio Code, which extension we need to install, how the login can be done, and all those stuff can be recorded later, and we'll share that video across the team. Now in this demonstration, I'll cover those 7 points basically. Like I'll create a MVC project from scratch, I'll set up a database, and script generations can be done through the Copilot only. Will not create manually tables and all those. So it will be generated by database Copilot. Then repository setup, code generation for the CRUD operations, then unit test case project setup, and one of the unit test we will try to generate it. And we'll also see like how during this particular 1 to 6 7 point, like how the code is suggested by the Copilot, and also we'll try to give a command through the comment in specific file, and whether we'll see whether he suggests the code or not. So we'll try to see in this particular point. So we can start the time and see how quickly we will be able to complete those CRUD operations and this number of points. Let's start. So point number one, we'll create a MVC project. So let's open Visual Studio. I'll create one project from scratch. It would be like MVC project. It should be MVC, then Copilot demo, next .NET 8.0. Let's create it. Okay, so before start, let's run this project and see whether it's running or not. And as I said, the Copilot is already set up in my Visual Studio, so I'll show that as well. Okay, so this particular project is running properly. So let's stop this. Okay, so you can see here that GitHub Copilot chat is active, and if I go to some specific file and see, here is also we can see one window, GitHub Copilot. It's getting started, and here is you can see like it's authorized. Okay, so basically it's already set up. Now we'll try to create one CRUD operation. So as per this, my first point is to create a database setup. So before that, I'll create one model here, model folder, Okay, so I'm going to create CRUD operation on, so I'll start it from this window, like I'll ask Copilot to create a model first. So I'll ask like, hey, create a model for delivery details as ID, tracking number, uh, some name property, status, etc. or date, I think, date and status. Okay, so these are the property I wanted to be created under this model, and my model name will be delivery details. I'll just try to ask GitHub Pilot to do that. Let's see how. Okay, so he has created one class, basically one model, and we can see like ID, tracking number, name, date and status, and you can see like with the intelligence he created ID with integer, and this data type he has taken care of it. So let's insert this file, and let's save this file under models. So I'll just create on save button and save this file. Now file is there, you can see that. Now next point is to set up a database. Okay, repository creation. So before repository I would like to set up a database first, so that based on that we'll create a repository. So let's take this and ask Copilot like, hey, create create a table script for this. In SQL. Let's see how it is returning. Okay, so he has created this script for us. So I don't know, yeah, so it's ID, tracking number, and you can see like data types are also fine, in varchar, date time and in varchar. So here we can change, if we want to integer we can have, but basically here we are saying it's a string, that's the reason he has created as a in varchar. Okay, so let's take it. Okay, just make it little complex. I'll use integer here. Okay, now I'll again ask the same to the GitHub Copilot, like create table script this time. It should create. Okay, still he has not created integer. Okay, let me take one enum here. Okay, okay, let's do another thing. Create enum for status, and there will be 3 values. Okay, so you can see like pending, in transit and delivered. So let's copy this and add into the enum folder. Let me add here one more folder for enum. open this file and save it under enum. Okay, now I have added this as a delivery status. Now I'll ask Copilot to create a table script. Create a table script by referring updated delivery details model. Create SQL table script. Okay, let's see this time. Okay, this time he has created as an integer. Okay, fine, that's what we want it to be. So let's copy this and go to the SSMS. Let's create one more database, Copilot demo db. Fine, add a query here and create one file. Okay, now let's see that. Select start from, the table name is delivery details. Okay, we can, so we don't have some records here. Let me add some records. Add sample 5 records in, okay, in delivery details table with SQL syntax. And he has created some files. Let me copy it, paste it here, execute it, and now it's got added. Let's see that. Okay, you can see track numbers, names, some names, dates, and status. Okay, fine, we are good till now. Now let me go to the slide. We are done with first point. Database setup is okay, it's kind of done. Repository setup. Okay, so to add the repository, first we have to add a database connection into the app setting file. Okay, so I don't know how to add, so that's the reason the Copilot will help us. Okay, so I'll take a database name from here, copy it, and ask Copilot, hey, add database connection in app setting file as this. Let's see. Awesome, he has added connection string with default connection. And let me copy this code from here and go to app setting files, and I'll paste that key and value here. Okay, so my connection is fine. Database connection. Now I didn't give my database name here, so I have to give that database name. Trusted connection is true. Okay, fine, so database connection is ready. Now one more thing needs to be do, like add the middleware. Okay, add middleware for SQL connection. He knows that how to add, so yes, he has done that code. Let's copy that code from here. So this is the standard, like builders, web application builders, so that is already there. So we need this particular thing from here. So I'll just copy it, I'll go to program and I'll add here. So you can see the default connection, he has referred the right connection, because by the same name he has added the connection. Okay, now everything is on place. Okay, so now context is not there at this moment. Okay, so I'll ask him to add db context here, but before adding we need some nugget package to be installed before. That's the reason these are not available for now. I know that which packages needs to be installed, but still I'll ask GitHub Copilot to do that. So add db context, add db context in this in okay, I'll db context, I'll ask only add db context. Let's see. Okay, so first thing is that's done till now. Here is the db context, so I'll just copy it. Okay, or I'll just insert into file. Okay, so exactly the table which is there, which is delivery details, he has created the db set for that. So I'll just copy it and store under the data folder. Data folder is not created yet, right? Okay, let me create it. Data folder, data. Now I'll store this particular file into the data folder. Save data and data and store. Okay, now so application db context is not there, so because of this nugget package is not installed. So let me see like which nugget package is required, which nugget package is required for this. So entity framework and entity framework SQL server, these two packages are required. So let's see how he is suggesting. Okay, so additional packages for the provider, yeah, this is the one, Microsoft Entity Framework Core. Then these two packages needs to be installed. I'll just copy it. So either from here we can install or through the CLI we can install. So let me try it from here. Core, yeah, this is the one for Copilot demo install. And the another one is .sql. Let me install through on CLI this time. Okay, tools, make sure we have to select Copilot demo here and then install. Now the SQL tool is also installed. Let's close this. Now you can see this error is gone now. Now let me see what is the error here. We have to use it here. That's fine. Now this is ready. Now connection is ready. We have added this database SQL services in the builder, and let's see the next point, repository setup. So here whether he has suggested something or not yet. Okay, anyway, I'll create it. Create base repository to handle CRUD operations. Okay, fine. Let me see how it is generating the code. Okay, fine. He has created one repository with add, update, delete, get all operations. This is the interface, and the important catch is like he has created the generic repository basically. This is also, I mean, uh, fine, more than enough actually. And the implementation is also there, iRepository, and these are the all operations he has created. Let me add this file. I have not added any single line of code right till now. So under the data, I'll create repository and also implementation of this file repository. So it would be the base repository for us, which can be having all the CRUD operations here. Okay, now the next point is code generation for CRUD operation. Okay, now that repository is ready, let's add the CRUD operations here. Maybe I will ask him to create delivery details controller. Okay, let me ask him add delivery. Okay, rather I should copy the name of this model. Copy, add controller with CRUD operations. And now through this we have to call repository. So simply I will ask him to refer this, use this repository to store data. So just we have to mention that which repository we are supposed to use so that he can use it. Now let me see. Okay, fine. I'll just open this file here and see. He has generated get all operations. Okay, but it's returning the JSON here. Okay, if and since it is MVC application, we have to return views. Okay, so no worries, I'll just ask him to recreate. Okay, controllers with CRUD operation by returning views. Okay, awesome. This time it is using return view. Awesome. I'll just copy it. I'll close this file. I'll open this file here. Let me see. Index get all. So if I go to view, the view may not be available at this moment, but let me save this file first. Under controller, name is also suggested delivery details controller. If I go to